Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bustier. If you are new here, kindly please hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified whenever I post a new video. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys how to draft a stylish bustier dress with a side gathers. If that's something you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, these are the body measurements you're going to be needing for this tutorial. Now to draft the pattern, I'm going to go ahead and rule a line across, which is going to serve as the shoulder line and also the starting line. So from the starting line, I will come down to 10 inches for my bust point, then 13 inches for my under bust, and 15 inches for my waistline. Also to my hip line, which is 24 inches. And to the full length of my gown, it's a short dress actually, so the length I'm working with is 39 inches. So mark your bust point, your under bust, your waistline, your hip line, and then the length of the dress you are working with. After doing that, I'll go ahead and rule a line across all these points. Then I'm going to label my pattern. This is my bust line, my under bust, my waistline, my hip line, and then the hemline. The next thing is to come to the shoulder line. From the center front, I'll go in by half of my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 15 inches and that divided by 2 will give me 7.5 inches. So I'll use that 7.5 inches to make a point at the shoulder. Then from that point, I'll go in by 1 inch for the shoulder slant. Go in by half of your shoulder measurement and from that point, come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. On the starting line again, I'll go in by 3 inches for the neck width and come down by 3 inches as well for the neck depth. After doing that, I'll go ahead and connect it together to give me a round neckline. Then from this point, I'll connect it to meet the 1 inches I came down with earlier for the shoulder slope. The next thing is to get my armhole depth, and to get that, divide the round bust measurement by 6 and add 1.5 inches to it. So whatever you get is going to be your armhole depth. So I have 7.6 inches for mine. So from the shoulder slope, I'll measure down to 7.6 inches and made a point. Now I'll rule a line across and rule a line to meet the shoulder slope. So this line right now will be my chest line. On the armhole depth, I'm going to measure what I have here and divide it into 2 just for me to get my midpoint. From the midpoint, I'll go in by 0.5 inch, that's half an inch. On the chest line, I'm going to measure my round bust measurement divided by 4 and mark it. So I'm going to join the 3 points together to create my armhole curve. Just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing right now. Next, what I'm going to do now is to get half of my nipple to nipple measurement. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches and that divided by 2 will give me 3.5 inches. So I'll mark 3.5 inches starting from the bust line, the under bust, the waistline, and on the hip line. So mark half of your nipple to nipple measurement on the bust line, on the under bust, on the waistline, and on the hip line. Then I'll go ahead and connect all these 3 points together to give me a straight line. After you're done doing that, now I'm going to come to the under bust line. On the under bust, then I will go out on the side front, the part going towards the side by 1.5 inches. If you're on a bigger size, mark 1.75 or 2 inches towards the side. On the center front, I'll come in by 0.5 inch, that's half an inch. So I mark 1.5 inch towards the side front and 0.5 towards the center front. So I'll mark the same thing on the waistline. After doing that, I'll go ahead and connect it on the both sides with my straight ruler. From the bust line, I'll come down by 1 inch and made a mark. So with the help of my curve rule, I'll connect it to meet the under bust on both sides. After you're done doing that, next I'll come to the chest line. I'll go up by 1.5 inches. So go up by 1.5 inches on the chest line, then I'll rule a line across. So from that line, I'll mark half of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5 inches. Then I will extend a straight line upward. Now I'll come up here and mark 0.5 inch on both sides. That's to tighten up the chest line. After that, I'll rule a line on both sides to meet the bust point. The next thing I'm going to do is to come to the hip line and mark the same dart intake I used on the waistline. We are trying to extend the dart leg. So I will mark the same thing on the hem line as well. That's on the full length. Then I will be using my ruler to connect a straight line just the way you see me doing. Just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing right now. Extend your dart leg from the waistline all the way to the hem line. After you're done connecting that, now I'll start adding all my body measurements. I'll come to the chest line and mark my round bust measurement divided by 4. I'll measure the dart intake and replace it. At the waist, I'll take my round waist measurement divided by 4. Then I will measure the dart intake and replace it as well. I'll come to the hip line and take my round hip measurement divided by 4. then replace the dart intake. Now the whole measurement I have on the hip line, I'll mark the same thing on the hemline. So I'm using the same measurement I used on the hip line on the hemline as well. After you're done doing that, I'll go ahead and connect all the last point together, then cut it out. And this is what you should have after you're done doing that. Now from the waistline on the side, I'll come down by 1.5 inches. From the waistline on the center front, I'll come down by 5.5 inches. Let me explain that again. From the waistline on the side, I came down by 1.5 inches. From the waistline on the center front, I came down by 5.5 inches. So with the help of my curve rule, I'll go ahead and connect it to make the first line. Just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing right now. And after doing that, I'll go ahead and cut it out, and that's basically all for the front pattern. So this is what the front piece look like. This is all what I have for the front piece. So before we move on to the back pattern, I will come to the center front and go in by 3/4 of an inch. That is 0.75 to create the V shape we have in front of the dress. For the length, I'll just connect a V-neck from that 3/4 of an inch into the bust line. You can come down by 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches or 3.5 inches for the length. Just know that the wider you go, the more revealing your boobs are going to show. After that, I will cut it out. Now I'll take the measurement I have from the shoulder to where the neck starts from on the front. I have 6.5 inches for mine, and I'll write it down because I will need this while drafting the sleeve. Just take the whole measurement you have on the yoke and write it down on the pattern paper. So this is basically all for the front piece. Now we move on to the back pattern. For the back, I've gone ahead to mark all the vertical measurements. As you can see, I have my bust line, my waistline, my hip line, and then the hemline. And I use 1.5 inches for the zipper allowance. Now I'll go ahead and start adding all the horizontal measurements, and all my measurements is going to start from the zipper allowance line. So on the starting line, I will take half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches, and made a point. And from that mark, I will come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. From the starting line again, I'll go in by 3 inches for the neck width. After doing that, I will connect from the neck width to meet the 1 inch shoulder slope. Next, I will come down by 7.6 inches for my armhole depth. Remember how I explained how to get your armhole depth while drafting the front pattern. After marking it, I will really line across and really line to meet the shoulder slope. Now I'll take the measurements I have here and divide it by 2 to get the midpoint. From the midpoint, I'll go in by half an inch, that's 0.5 inch. On the chest line, I'll take my round bust measurement divided by 4 and mark it. After doing that, I'll go ahead and connect the 3 points together to get my armhole curve. Moving ahead, I will come to the bust line and take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 7 divided by 2 will give me 3.5 inches. So I'll mark 3.5 inches on the waistline and on the hip line. After marking it, I will go ahead and really line across. So now for my dart intake on the waistline, I'm going to measure ½ inch on both sides. Mark 0.5 inch on the both sides for the dart intake. From the waistline again, I'm going to come down by 4 inches for the length of my dart. Then I'm going to go ahead and join all the points together with my ruler to give me my back dart. The next thing to do is to start adding all my body measurements. I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4 on the bust line. On the waistline, I'll take my round waist measurement divided by 4. I'll measure the dart intake and replace it back. On the hip line, I'm going to mark my hip measurement divided by 4. I'll mark the same measurements I use on the hip line here on the hem line as well. So I use the same measurements I use on the hip line on the hem line as well. So I'll go ahead and connect all the last points together. After connecting that, from the waistline here, I'm going to really line into the zipper allowance line. So at the end of this zipper allowance line, I'm going to go in by 0.5 inch, that's ½ an inch, to avoid the bulginess that you normally have at the back of your dress after fixing your zipper. In short, I use this ½ an inch to eliminate zipper bulge. After doing that, I'll really line to meet the upper part and towards the bottom line. Once you are done doing that, guys, I'm going to be maintaining the chest line for the back neckline. So I'll go ahead and take the measurements I have from the shoulder to where the neck starts from on the back, since I'm maintaining the chest line for the back. So I'll take that measurement, and what I have here is 8.5 inches, while I have 6.5 inches for the front. We are going to be using this measurement when cutting out the sleeve. Now I'll go ahead and cut out the back. The next thing I want to do now is to bring the side front that I want to use to cut out the side gathers. We are actually going to be doing slash and spread method, but before we do that, I'll bring the side front and place it on the back. I want to use the front to cut out the back side. So before I pin down the front together with the back, on the hip line from the zipper allowance, I'll mark 2 inches all the way to the end. I hope you guys really understand what I mean. If you don't, please watch what I'm doing and do the same thing. So from the zipper allowance on the hip line, mark 2 inches all the way to the hem line and pin the front together with the back. After doing that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Once you are done cutting it out, I'll pick one of it. We don't really need the 2 pieces. And this is what the back piece look like. This is what the back piece look like. So I'm making use of only one piece to create the side gathers. I have both the front and the back. And I'm going to be making use of the front piece instead. And what I'll do now is to slash on this piece before spreading it on my actual fabric. I'm going to create some straight line on this paper before spreading it on my fabric. And how to go about that, I'll take the measurements I have here and divide it into 5. So I have 9 inches and I divided that into 5 will give me 1.8 inches. So I'll mark 1.8 inches all the way to the end. And after marking it, I'll reel a line across all the points, then label it. Now you're going to cut out this and I'm going to show you guys how to spread it on your actual fabric. So to spread your pattern paper on your actual fabric, you're going to go ahead and fold your fabric into 4. And it has to be very wide, it has to be very big. You know, you're going to be using it to make gathers. So fold your fabric into 4 and make sure it's wide enough to give you a full gathers. And the place that doesn't have any cuts, that doesn't have any opening will be at the side. So it's better you indicate your center front and the side front so that you won't get confused when you're placing your pattern paper on your fabric. Just note that the side is not going to be having any opening. Okay, let me just explain for you guys how to place your pattern paper. Leave about ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch at the center front before you place your pattern paper number 1. Pin it down. Add extra 4, 5 or 6 inches before placing your pattern paper number 2. It totally depends on how enough fabric you have, how wide you want your gathers to be. Add extra 4 to 6 inches again, then you place your pattern paper number 3. Then you continue until you get to the last one. Then you add 4 to 6 inches again, and that's all for this. For the sleeve, I'll go ahead and fold my pattern into 2. I'm going to have to fold my pattern into 2. Remember the measurement I asked you to take on the front and the back earlier on the yoke. Here, the measurement you took from the shoulder to where the neck starts from on the front is 6.5 inches, while for the back is 8.5 inches. So I'll add the 2 together. 6.5 inches plus 8.5 inches equals to 15, minus 1 equals to 14. I hope you guys really understand. Add the 2 together and minus 1 inches from it. Mine is 14 inches. Now I'll divide 14 into 2 and that will give me 7 inches. So I've gone ahead to rule a line which is going to serve as a guide. And from the fold end here, I'll measure down half of 14 inches, which is 7 inches, and made a point. I'll come to somewhere around here and mark the same thing. Then I'll go ahead and rule a little line across. For the length, I'll be making use of 5.5 inches and made a mark. From that point, I'll use my curve rule to connect it just like you see me doing. Just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing right now. So on the straight line here, which is going to be on the shoulder, I'll go up by 1.5 inches and made a point. Then from that point, I'll curve it towards the end. After doing that, this is what I had. Now I'll cut this out. This is our sleeve. Now slash the center of the sleeve and open it. I'm doing this to give the sleeve more space. We are going to be having a little gathers at the shoulder after adding the elastic. So slash your sleeve into 2. So slash your sleeve into 2, but don't cut it off totally. Make sure you don't cut it off totally. After that, you're going to bring another pattern paper and spread on it. Bring a small pattern paper, spread your sleeve on it and pin it down. Then you add some measurement to it and reshape it, then cut it out, and that's all for the sleeve. So guys, by the time you add elastic to the sleeve, you will notice a little gather, some puffy effect at the shoulder. That's why I'm trying to use my hand to make the pleat for you to see the puffy effect. You will notice some little puffy effect at the shoulder. The last but not the least, I've gone ahead to cut out this piece which I'm going to be using for the collar in front. And you're going to be cutting 2 pieces of this. For the length, it's 2.5 inches, and for the width, it depends on what you have on your pattern paper. So this is basically all for the drafting of this dress. Note guys, I didn't add any stitching allowance to the side when drafting this pattern paper. So please, when placing your pattern paper on your actual fabric, make sure you add your stitching allowance to the side and all the way around the pattern paper. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please like, share, comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified whenever I post any video. And if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.